Hello, my name is Nicola Pa. I'm the Executive Director for the Nonprofit Alliance of Bermuda, and this is our information session on our 2025 Nonprofit Leadership Development Programs. If you're not familiar with the Nonprofit Alliance of Bermuda, we are a registered charity whose mission is to strengthen and unify nonprofits to meet the needs of Bermuda's communities, with a vision for a just, equitable, and thriving Bermuda with a strong and connected nonprofit sector. We have 4 areas of work: capacity building, collaboration, coordination, and championing and advocating for the sector. And we'll be talking about our training, which falls under our capacity building services. All of our work is rooted in a theory of change. And so our theory of change seeks to solve and address 4 opportunities. And for our leadership development program, the goal for those programs is to strengthen nonprofit leadership and develop a strong and sustainable nonprofit workforce pipeline. We are really trying to proactively create the next generation of executive directors in the sector. Our nonprofit leadership development programs partner with accredited institutions to provide a continuum of leadership development opportunities that combine virtual learning and local personal development sessions. We have 3 different certificate programs, as well as a nonprofit accelerator program, which is a little bit different, but we will talk about it today. We have an Introduction to Nonprofit Management certificate program that's known as IMPM, a Certified Nonprofit Professional Credential program known as CNP, a certificate in nonprofit finance, as well as our accelerator program. For our Introduction to Nonprofit Management program, this is for nonprofit staff with 1 to 4 years of experience. It's an introductory level program designed to build baseline understanding of nonprofit management. It works in conjunction with the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, as well as a local partner, EAP Bermuda, for our in-person sessions. We take 10 people every year to every other year, depending on program interest. Learning outcomes for this program is improved knowledge and understanding of the nonprofit sector, of nonprofit leadership theories and leadership skills, basics of nonprofit strategic planning, the role and the responsibilities of the nonprofit board, knowledge around how to structure volunteer programs and maintaining a volunteer base, creating a budget and monitoring cash flow and basic financial management, fund development and developing a fundraising plan, as well as grant writing and capital campaigns, marketing and communications, including the effective use of social media, and the in-person cohort sessions are focused on emotional intelligence and personal resilience. The format for IMPM includes online, self-paced virtual learning. That's through the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. It includes 11 courses, and UWM provides a certificate for that, which does come with 4.4 CEUs. We also have monthly cohort sessions, which are 9 2-hour sessions that rotate between virtual and in-person from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Part 1 of those sessions focuses on debriefing the online coursework and discussing the local context, and that is led either by myself or one of the Nonprofit Alliance coaches. Part 2 is led by our EAP partners and focuses on personal development, resilience building, and emotional intelligence. Eligibility for IMPM, it's open to all entry-level nonprofit professionals, nonprofit board members, and it is also open to people interested in moving into third sector employment. The curriculum for the online coursework is listed on the left-hand side. So those are the 11 courses that you see there: strategy, leadership, budgeting, financial statements, fundraising, grant writing, capital campaigns, marketing, social media, and board and volunteer development. And on the right-hand side, you see the curriculum. That's the personal development curriculum. Again, it's an emotional intelligence-based curriculum looking at career goals, leadership style, boundaries, conflict resolution, work-life balance, stress and burnout, and all those very important topics. The time commitment for IMPM, it is a 9-month program that runs April through December. And we estimate that it takes about 8 hours per month to complete. And so we suggest allocating, at least 2 hours per week to make sure that you're keeping track, you're progressing. Some people knock it out all in one go, but we do estimate it's about 8 hours per month to do both the online coursework and the in-person sessions. The applications are open for that program, and they will close on February 14th. But we may close earlier if we get 10 people registered and enrolled with deposits paid. There is a fee of $340. This is a subsidized fee. So the program is 75% subsidized by the Bermuda Foundation, but there is the $340 participant fee. You are also able to apply to the Cummings-Will Scholarship Fund to have that participant fee covered. We do have what seems like a scary dropout charge, which is the subsidized portion of the program. This is just acknowledging that a donor is investing $1,700 in order for you to participate. And so we take your participation and your contribution seriously. And we just want to make sure people aren't just signing up and then not worrying about finishing. Obviously, sometimes things come up and sometimes people have to defer and complete in a following year. The intention is not to be rigid. The intention is to make sure people take things seriously. And so you'll see that there. Moving on to the CMP. This is a more intensive program that's really for emerging nonprofit leaders with management level responsibilities and a minimum of 5 years of nonprofit experience. It's more intensive in that it's designed to build higher level leadership skills and management capabilities. And the program partner for this is the Nonprofit Leadership Alliance. So that is not the Nonprofit Alliance of Bermuda. It is a different program partner that have their curriculum that, and they actually provide the credential. The local partner for the personal development curriculum is Center. So that's EAP arm of Solstice, and working with Dr. Jennifer Card. The learning outcomes for CMP is improved knowledge and understanding, but also confidence in your ability relative to the nonprofit sector and its history, human resource management, social program design and evaluation, financial management and budgeting, marketing and communications, also a little bit more on the advocacy side there, fund development and understanding the fundraising function and creating a culture of philanthropy, nonprofit sector trends, and then the personal development side is looking more at executive leadership skills, growth mindset, creating psychological safety of the workplace culture, and how you maintain composure during challenges and difficult times, and navigating difficult conversations. The format for CMP, again, it is not just a certificate, it's a credential program. So you do need to complete the 6 virtual courses. Those are done on demand at your own time. Attend 4 3-hour cohort sessions. Those are in person with the Bermuda cohort. You also have to demonstrate 300 hours of nonprofit work, which based on our criteria for the program, you would have. And you do need to demonstrate 20 volunteer hours in the past 2 years, and those cannot be with your current place of work. They can be as a result of participation in collaborative groups, which we encourage, or on a PTA or a sports group, but it must be volunteer hours. And then finally, attending a 3-day virtual leadership conference led by the NLA in February. This is open to individuals working for nonprofits with management level responsibilities, and completion of our Introduction to Nonprofit Management certificate or 5 years of experience working in the sector. The curriculum for the NLA portion of the program is on the left-hand side: management and leadership, designing programs, budget and financial management, marketing and communications, fundraising and resource development, and trends and innovation. You will see there's some overlap in the content from IMPM. The difference for CMP is this coursework is more intensive in that you have homework assignments and applied projects. So for example, in the designing programs, you actually have to write a logic model for a program. For the marketing and communications, you actually are writing a communications plan. For fundraising, you're actually writing a fund development plan. And what's really great about that is you can apply it to your place of work. So if those already exist for your organization, makes the job a little bit easier. And if they don't, they really should. And so the course is very, very relevant in terms of growing the organization. And then on the right-hand side, you see the curriculum with Center, executive presence, stress and composure, effective communication, and high performance cultures. The time commitment for CMP, it runs the coursework runs June through November. The conference is 3 days in February, and the in-person sessions are 1 to 4 p.m. at the Bermuda Health Council training room, May, July, September, and December. Applications are also open and close on February 14th or earlier if we get 10 people enrolled. Similar structure, $350 course fee, $1,800 dropout charge. And then finally, we have a certificate in nonprofit financial management that is offered through Kellogg School of Business with Northwestern University. It's an intensive online 4-day certificate, really deep dives into understanding financial statements, interpreting financial statements and financial strength and budgeting. So it goes into much more hands-on detail in spreadsheets. Really good program for managers and executive directors. You do need to be fully available on September 9th, 10th, 16th, and 17th. And registration will open in the late spring for this one. The cost is $130 per person. And there's a dropout charge of $400 for the subsidized portion. Finally, is our Propel program. This is not a leadership development program, but the Propel program is a nonprofit accelerator program. We are in the middle of our pilot year and loving how the program is working. And it's really designed to take nonprofits to the next level, to develop best practice, to develop infrastructure, to define stronger strategy, and build the mechanisms that can help create sustainable financial health. There's multiple components to Propel. Firstly is training. So Propel includes our 12 core trainings, the Nonprofit Alliance core trainings, covering a range of areas, which we'll look at momentarily. Those are spaced at 1 training day per month. Then it's also monthly one-to-one support and guidance with an experienced nonprofit leader to coach on the training, to coach and mentor on what's been going on for the executive director, for the leader, and to just have that one-on-one guidance. Then quarterly, there are group sessions for the cohort. And this is where the peers come together to talk about what's going on for them, to do some executive leadership skill building, talking about the challenges that are showing up, and collectively problem solving. For our current cohort, one of the observations that we have is many are experiencing similar challenges and frustrations, and there's something very therapeutic and constructive about being able to come together and talk through those and talk about how you're managing through that. And then the final component, which happens about midway through the program, or organizational assessments and a review of the organization, almost like a mini internal audit, to give some good data to that inform a strategy retreat where the board and management come together to align on an updated strategy. Even if you have a strategic plan, we often see that it's not necessarily a well-rounded strategy. It's not always different from the programmatic strategy. And so we sort of leverage what exists, and then collect some information to then spruce it up and make sure that you've got a really strong 1-page strategy document. The training sessions for Propel, again, they are monthly on Tuesdays, typically the second Tuesday of the month, looking at nonprofit strategy, theory of change, program evaluation and impact measurement, branding, board and governance, fund development planning, people and performance management, the administrative service environment, financial management, running a volunteer program, and risk management and compliance, and then finally advocacy, collaboration, and campaigning. And these trainings look at best practices and also review a lot of the policies and procedures that you should have in place. And so we'll talk a little bit about BNSC certification. It's also a curriculum that helps you to get ready for certification of best practice. And then for the 18 months is the monthly cohort, the quarterly cohort sessions and the monthly one-to-one coaching sessions. So overall, Propel gives an organization an assessment and an audit, gives an opportunity to create greater clarity around mission, purpose, and theory of change, guides you in developing and aligning your board on strategy, very much about developing best practice, developing your policies and procedures, getting ready for the Bermuda National Standards certification process that verifies best practices. And in doing all of this really should improve your chances of meeting your fund development targets and standing out as an organization that just has itself together. Eligibility criteria for Propel: you must be a full-time executive. The organization must have a full-time executive director, a functioning board with an active board chair and a treasurer, current financials, and the ability of the executive director to attend all program components, willingness of the board to review and approve policies, and willingness of the management team and board to attend the strategy retreat. Application is online. It asks some sort of information about the organization, mission, problem statement, outcomes measured, clients served. This is just to give us a sense of where the organization is at. And then our program team reviews applications and will make the selection. If for some reason we don't feel that you're eligible, we will make recommendations on what else might be best suited for your organization. There is no cost associated with Propel. The cost of the program is about $14,000 per nonprofit to run over the 18 months. Because of the intensity and the investment in human resources into the program. So that means donors are investing $14,000 for every nonprofit to participate. And so we do have that dropout charge if you don't complete, or if you just drop out of the program altogether. And that is it. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. All of these programs are open for application now. You can contact Pam, our program and operations coordinator, to get those applications or to get more information on any of these programs. You can email admin@nonprofitalliance.bm. Thank you so much.